Welcome back, everybody, for another deep dive. Today, we're going to be looking at something that's got the tech world buzzing. Google is offering buyouts to a pretty big chunk of its workforce.
Yeah, it's interesting because it's specifically the platforms and devices unit. And that's a massive team. We're talking over 25,000 employees. And these are the folks behind some of Google's biggest products. So Android, Chrome, the Pixel phones, even things like Fitbit and Nest, they all fall under this umbrella.
Okay, so we should clarify. It's voluntary,
Right.
not an official layoff.
Right. It's being framed as a voluntary exit, at least for now.
And U.S. employees have until February 20th to make up their minds.
Yeah, pretty quick turnaround. They'll find out if they're accepted by March 25th.
So the question is why? Why is Google doing this now?
Well, it all points to, I think, Google's increasing focus on AI.
Artificial intelligence.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It seems like they're shifting away from just focusing on hardware, building the next cool gadget, to a more data-driven model.
Makes sense. Especially with all the hype around AI.
Yeah, think about it. Google sits on a mountain of user data,
Right.
and by leveraging AI, they can use that data to personalize the user experience, really fine-tune it, and potentially do that across all their products.
Interesting. Google also recently combined their Android and Pixel divisions.
Yeah, they did.
So could these buyouts be part of a bigger streamlining effort?
Potentially, it could be about consolidating their resources and focusing even more on integrating AI into everything they do.
And it's interesting because Google's CFO,
And Ashkenazi?
right, recently said that cutting costs and expanding AI investments were top priorities.
Exactly. So these buyouts could very well be a strategic move to free up resources for a really aggressive AI push.
It's like they're putting all their chips on the table and betting big on AI as the future.
Yeah, and it's not just about software either.
Oh, really?
They also recently acquired a key engineering team from HTC Vive,
And HTC Vive is...
a leader in virtual reality,
Right.
which kind of hints that they're looking towards embodied AI.
Okay, so what is embodied AI?
Essentially, it's AI that can interact with the physical world, so not just software. But think robots, self-driving cars, even virtual or augmented reality experiences.
So the AI is kind of stepping out of the computer.
Exactly. It's not just trapped in the digital realm anymore.
So maybe Google is using AI to make these really immersive experiences through things like VR headsets.
Right, or even future versions of the Pixel phone.
Okay, so picture this. Your Pixel phone not only recognizes your face, but actually understands how you're feeling.
Yeah, and adjusts its functionality accordingly.
Why?
Or imagine using Google Maps, and it suggests you took a detour to your favorite cafe because it knows you love that cafe, and it knows the traffic is bad on your usual route.
Okay, that is wild. So it's not just a disembodied voice assistant anymore. This is like AI woven into every part of our lives.
Exactly. And it's shaping our experiences in ways we probably don't even fully grasp yet.
And so these buyouts, they could be seen as Google.
Making a very decisive move to be at the forefront of all this change.
Yeah, even if some employees are understandably a little concerned.
Right?
It's like a signal that Google is all in on this AI-powered future.
Absolutely. Where AI is everywhere, not just online, but in the real world.
Exactly. And that brings us to the question, how will all of this impact you as a consumer?
Right.
If you're an Android user,
Mm-hmm.
a Pixel owner.
Yeah.
Or just someone who uses Google products every day.
This is definitely something you should be paying attention to.
And that's what we're going to explore further in this deep dive. We'll look at how Google's AI focus could change things for specific products and discuss what it could mean for the future of tech in general.
It's going to be fascinating to watch it all unfold.
Yeah, I think so too.
So we were talking about embodied AI, and I think it's fascinating to think about how this could impact something like the Pixel phone.
Yeah.
Will it become more than just a device?
Right.
More than just something we carry around, almost an extension of ourselves, our senses, our intentions, maybe even our emotions.
So like,
Mm-hmm.
okay, I'm picturing a phone that can tell I'm stressed based on how I'm typing or what I'm searching for. And then maybe suggest I use a meditation app.
Yeah, exactly. Like it's anticipating your needs before you even realize you have them.
Wow.
And Google's already doing this to some extent.
Yeah.
They're adding all these new AI features to Android,
Right.
especially on the Pixel phones.
Uh-huh.
It's like they're using them as a testing ground,
Makes sense.
gathering all this data from real users
Right.
and using that to refine their algorithms.
So it's not just about making our lives easier.
Well, that's part of it.
Yeah.
But Google's facing some serious competition, too.
Oh, yeah.
Especially from Apple.
Right.
They're pouring resources into their own AI.
Apple Intelligence.
Exactly.
And it seems like every tech company is jumping on the AI bandwagon these days.
It's definitely a race
Ah.
to see who can create the most powerful, most intuitive AI.
And maybe that's part of why Google is making these moves now.
The buyouts.
Yeah. Like they
Yeah.
need to streamline, get rid of any distractions, and focus all their energy on winning this AI race.
It's just a possibility.
Okay, but let's zoom out for a second.
Sure.
Let's forget about the tech giants and all their battles. What does this actually mean for the average person?
Right.
For someone like me, who just uses their phone to check email and scroll through social media?
Well, for starters, you're probably going to see a lot more AI-powered products from Google and other companies,
Okay.
products that are smarter, more personalized.
Like what?
Well, imagine your phone
Uh-huh.
actually understanding what you need before you even ask,
Like a personal assistant.
but one that actually gets you,
Right.
not just responds to commands.
Okay, yeah, that would be pretty cool.
Or think about using Google Maps,
Yeah.
and it suggests a detour
Huh?
to your favorite cafe
Right.
because it knows you love that cafe. And it sees that traffic is bad on your usual route, and maybe it even knows you're in the mood for a coffee.
Wow. It's like it can read my mind.
Almost.
But all this personalization, all this data collection,
Yeah.
it makes me a little uneasy.
I understand.
Like, what about privacy?
That's a huge question.
Right.
And one we need to be asking. As AI becomes more powerful, more integrated into our lives,
Because it needs data to function.
right?
The more data it has,
Yeah.
the better it can learn and adapt.
Exactly.
But that means companies like Google, they're going to have access to even more information about us.
Our habits, our preferences, even our physical movements.
So it feels like a trade-off.
In a way.
We get all this amazing technology,
The convenience, the personalization.
but we might be giving up some of our privacy in the process.
It's a complex issue
Yeah.
with no easy answers.
But I think it's important to be aware of the risks
Absolutely.
and make informed choices about what we're comfortable sharing.
And advocate for policies that protect our privacy.
Right. So it's not just about being passive consumers. We need to be active participants.
We need to have these conversations,
Uh-huh.
raise awareness, push for transparency from these tech companies.
Okay, so we've talked about the potential of AI,
Yeah.
the competition, the ethical considerations. But it's important to remember
Hmm.
that this is all still unfolding.
Right,
Google hasn't announced any official layoffs.
right.
And we don't know for sure what impact these buyouts will have.
When their hardware division.
But it's clear that Google is making a big bet on AI,
A strategic bet.
and that's going to have ripple effects
Throughout the industry.
and in our lives as consumers.
This deep dive, it's not just about understanding Google. It's about grappling with these bigger questions about the future of technology and our relationship with it.
Exactly. So we've talked about a lot the potential of AI, the competition between these big tech companies, the ethical stuff too. But what's the big takeaway?
I think the main thing is that we're at the beginning of a really big shift in how we interact with technology.
Yeah.
AI isn't just some sci-fi concept anymore. It's
Yeah.
becoming a real part of our lives.
Mm,
It's in the devices we use every day,
right.
and it's changing how we experience the world.
It does feel like we're living in a sci-fi movie sometimes.
I know what you mean.
And Google seems to be really serious about this, even if it means making some tough choices.
Yeah, like those buyouts.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But it's not just Google, right?
No. Not at all.
Every tech company seems to be focused on AI these days.
It's an industry-wide thing.
So for us, regular people, the ones who aren't coding AI or anything,
Right.
what do we need to know?
Well, first of all, I think it's really important to stay informed.
How do we do that?
Read articles, follow the discussions online, maybe even try out some of the new AI products.
Yeah, that makes sense.
The more you understand about AI, the better choices you can make.
About how you use it.
Exactly. And what information you're comfortable sharing.
Right, because it can feel overwhelming sometimes.
Well, absolutely.
Like it's all moving so fast.
Mm.
And the technology is complicated.
It can be. But the more you learn, the more empowered you become.
As a consumer.
Right.
Okay, so stay informed.
Yes.
What else?
Don't be afraid to ask questions. If you're worried about privacy, speak up.
Yeah.
If you see something that seems unfair or biased, talk about it.
So we have a responsibility here.
We do.
It's not just about sitting back and letting the tech companies decide everything.
Exactly.
We need to be part of the conversation
And help shape how this technology develops.
so that it's used ethically
And responsibly.
in a way that benefits everyone.
Absolutely.
Well said.
And who knows, maybe someone listening to this right now will create the next big AI breakthrough,
That would be amazing.
something that solves a problem or makes the world a better place.
It's exciting to think about all the possibilities.
Yeah, it really is.
It's like we're all exploring this uncharted territory together,
Yeah, we're all pioneers in a way.
figuring out how to use this powerful technology.
For good.
So, as we wrap up this deep dive, I want to leave you with a question. What kind of world do you want to see AI create?
Yeah, think about it.
What are you hopeful about? What are you worried about?
And what can you do to make sure AI is used in a way that aligns with your values?
Great question. Thanks for joining us, everyone. This has been The Deep Dive. Until next time.